Alright guys, girls, ladies, gentlemen, it's been a long time since I put out a video. So let's talk some more about the ramp truck. Did some work to it. Most of it was boring, didn't film it. Did some lot of work, did a lot of work on the FBR that we raced to. So that took up some time. Work's been going good, back to kind of a normal rotating schedule. So rotating between nights and days, it's a little rough, but let's talk about all the things we replaced on the ramp truck so far, so we can get an idea of where we're at. So under the hood, let's start there. Put a new radiator in it. Got a new aluminum radiator. Required me to make some hoses. Had to make a new cover for the top of it. We put a new master cylinder in it, new hydro boost, all new hoses for that system. New power steering pump, new belts, new steering box. I think that's about it under the hood. But that pretty much took care of all the steering and braking issues that we were having. I'm waiting on some tires to come in, but I put new lug nuts on. We have done brake calipers in the front, so all new brake calipers and pads in front, new brake hoses up front. We have new brake shoes in the back, along with new brake hose and brand new wheel cylinders. And I did replace the inner rear tires, so they're new. We're just waiting on some money to come in so we can do the rest of them. So we're gonna keep working on it. Oh, the other thing I did, I still have to finish it, is we've been doing the window rubber surrounds. So these old crusty rubber pieces that are cracked, we're going to be replacing those. I've already done the passenger side. I've got to do the driver side. So the parts have come in. We're going to finish doing these all the rubber pieces for the windows. So let's get to work. All right, we got the running board off of the ramp truck because I'm going to fix the way these lights are wired. This is pretty janky wiring. I'm not really happy with it. And I bought some new LED lights to go on here. So hopefully it'll all kind of clean up and go on the correct way. So we're just going to fiddle with it here before it gets too dark and see if we can't get these lights off and clean this thing up a little bit. You can see how just milky these lenses are. They've been on there a while. Pretty rough. Not really held on by much either. Front one didn't even have any bulbs in it. How interesting. If you're wondering, I picked this screwdriver specifically because I can get here and my hands don't hit here. Perfect tool. Always have the perfect tool. Technically, the perfect tool would be a drill. Giant at home, it's over there. Just too lazy to go get it right now. It got dark. almost finished getting these LEDs wired up to the running board. I have got one more to install. You can see the holes are a little bit off from the previous lights, but no big deal, they'll be covered. So give me a little bit more time and we'll get this wiring finished up, hopefully get this running board back on the truck. So I think I've got this figured out finally. Had some issues in my original design, redesigned, had to order some new parts, and we're gonna get started putting this back together with the new parts. So made a line here on the back of the running board, and that's just an alignment line for these rails I'm getting ready to put up. So let's get to that so you can see what I'm trying to do. Alright, so I picked up these cable routing rails. These are pretty standard, like you find in an office, or just taping to the wall and keeping cables up off the floor. I'm going to try and use them here to keep cables bundled from these lights on the ramp truck. So let's get them on there. I've already cleaned the surface off, so this should stick really good once I get it where I want it. So you gotta make sure you get it where you want it. And that's why I drew the line. I'm down, one to go. Now, next step is to go in, transfer my holes through that. now that the holes are transferred, we should be able to open them up, finish doing the big holes where the wires come through. Alright, that's all the holes transferred. So now we just got to put our lights back in. Alright, got all the lights in and snug, so now it's just a matter of doing some wiring. I'm not really a big fan of wiring, probably because I'm not very good at it, but I'm learning. Maybe it's because most of the things I've been working on lately, the wiring harnesses are like 30 years old and falling apart. They just sort of just crumble right in your hands, and that gets super annoying. You end up trying to do one thing and having to do 10 because everything else fell apart that was connected to it. So yeah, wiring, not my favorite thing. I also need to order one of those like little gadgets that like kind of hold things at the angle that you want them held at, because sometimes trying to get these little wires to kind of stay where you want them to stay is like super annoying when you don't have that. What we do is clamp that wire to that. That'll make my life a little easier. I only have to hold one wire. Stay. Oops. Don't lay your soldering iron on plastic, idiot. Good thing that was cheap. What I said about soldering, wiring, it's just so annoying. Good thing is I haven't burnt myself yet. Still have more soldering to do, so it's still a distinct possibility. That was done. One down. Where's my red wire? Tell you what, I'll keep plugging away at this wiring. You guys don't have to sit here and watch me struggle at it. I'll get back with you as soon as we get it done. Alright, we've got all the wiring done. It's all encased in our railing. Left a little bit of a gap just so there would be some drainage if some water needs to get out. And then we will terminate up here. I'm going to put some plugs on the wires up here. I just left them long because I got to go to the shop to get the weather pack crimper. But yeah, now we got to do is test, make sure it all works. Alright, fingers crossed. Boom. All 5. Alright, let's finish this up. Alright. I got in a rush and put the running boards back on. So let me show you what we got. Here's a running board. You can see all of the wires are nice and hidden, taped up, out of the way in the channel. So this worked out pretty good. I've got some aluminum tape over it just to kind of seal it up to keep it from flopping open. You know, they don't seal perfectly. It's not a real good connection. These are made for indoor type wiring situations. So we just taped it up just to make sure they stayed. And then we got a wire here. And that's gonna go up to the parking lights in the front. I could have run the wires back. They come out the back of the running board and then going across the frame for this side over to the wiring harness on the other side where the parking lights for the rear connect. But I really didn't want wires running over the gas tanks or under the gas tanks. So it's just a lot of stuff that gets in the way on the back side here. So we decided to go forward. We're gonna go right up over the fender well and get that connected in. You can see I've got my nice weather pack connector there. We've got to finish the wiring up the front, so that's what we're going to be working on. There is a panel that goes right here that we'll be installing. That box came in a couple of days ago, so finally getting a chance to finish this up. Alright, we got a box of goodies here from LMC Truck. This is something for later on in the build. I had to get a new air vent for the driver's side. The one that's in the truck, those tabs all got broken off. Boarded. So that's going to go in later when we start to do the interior. These two pieces right here cover the gaps between the frame rail and the inner fenders. They're just these sort of rubberized covers. So we'll pop those in. One side's there, but it's torn. The other side's completely missing. This is what I really wanted right here. These are brand new corner marker lights for the front fenders, and these are the special clear lens ones. They do come with a new plug, so we're going to be soldering that in, which is also going to go along with routing in our running boards. They're all going to connect in here together. So that was what I really wanted, was these. And honestly, if you looked at the price, like the front corner markers, the stock ones were like $12, $13 a piece. This whole set with the clear lenses, comes with the bulbs, comes with a new plug in the back, was $35. So no brainer there. Went ahead and picked these up. Probably going to end up doing a headlight upgrade and the clear front marker lights to match. So hopefully we'll get to that in the future. But right now this was critical for getting these running boards done. I was going to have to do that anyway. And in these two boxes here, these are the new two panels, one of which I just talked about, that go up underneath right behind the front fender wells, kind of cover that gap. And these are the clips for them, so we're going to be putting these in as well to hide all that wiring. So let's get started. So we are super close to finishing up the wiring on these running boards. I have got pretty much everything wired in. I don't know how much you can see here, but got it nice and tucked away right where I want it. The only thing I got left to do is I got to ground the running board. So we're going to ground right here on this side to where the evap canister mounts. So do that. We'll do the passenger side and then put the battery back in, and hopefully everything works. Let me go get a wrench. Alright, well that went fairly quickly. So over on this side, we're probably just going to tap in where the battery box mounts. It's right there, super easy. Get this finished up. Now that we've got to this point, we put the battery box back in. All right, now for the battery. Cranked it up just to make sure things still work properly. Hate to show you this side because it's filthy. I haven't washed this side yet. All right, let's see if the lights work. I think we can check that job off the list. Let's move on to something else. See you next time.